Hi guys. Holy shit, it's so windy today, man. Anyway, I'm back in at the L.A.A. There's some kind of box cup thing going on over there. So there's loads of like tough looking guys drinking soft drinks, Vimto and orange juice and stuff, and while all of these wimpy sort of guys, really fat, 10 bellies and double chins and back chins are just piping down gallons and gallons of lager and ale. Anyway, see if you can make head nor tail of this then for me, yeah? So I've got legal aid agency here, addressed to me, from the famous Fothergill House in Nottingham. Never been there. I heard it was really, well, it's a lovely place if you're going to the university and that. Anyway, I'll get to the point. Refusal notice. Right, this is on the 28th of May 2019, yeah? You see London? Yeah. It's alright, isn't it? From a helicopter, from a plane. Oh god, I nearly fell over. Refusal notice. Right, remember this is in May, yeah? You applied for legal aid for your case at the magistrate's court. I've got my left eye closed now because of the sun. Where you were charged, I think it's where you were charged, isn't it? No? With the offences listed below. You have not been granted legal aid, oh shit, for these proceedings. In order to be granted legal aid, you must show that it is in the interests of justice or for your representation to be funded, just not dangerous enough. And B, that you are financially eligible for funding. I'm not dangerous enough or powerful enough, innit? I'm not kind of useful enough, I suppose. Like I'm not like a surgeon that's does heart surgery. So they didn't want to save me, as it were. Yeah, they wanted to dispose of me as the white trash scrap heap fodder I am, I suppose. You have not been granted legal aid because, whilst on the basis of the information provided, I haven't got any money. You are financially eligible though, because I'm young and I suppose I can get a job, yeah? Whatever. We have decided your case does not meet the interests of justice criteria. Because we're not interested in justice. No, we're not interested in justice. That's why I'm still ranting. I'm still ranting and rambling weeks and, well, probably years after the incident or the event. What you can do next, if you have failed the interests of justice, I don't know why they're saying interests of justice, right? Because they didn't give me justice and justice wasn't served. That's why I'm talking to you. It's a funny word, justice. I think it's in the interests of saving money and budgeting and the fact that I can pay my own way probably, unlike the person who got me into all this trouble. You have the right to appeal. What's the point of appealing? All I'm doing is losing money to gain money, and maybe I won't gain money and I'll probably lose the case. Your solicitor should be able to help you do this. If you are not financially eligible for funding, your application could be reconsidered if you believe that a mistake has been made. Oh God, it was a mistake to be born in this society, isn't it? You must contact us immediately. Oh, should I be bothered to hear another sympathetic ear that has no cause, meaning, or action? To explain why, using the details at the top of this letter. Explain why I'm not eligible for funding. Not financially eligible for funding. B, you still believe that you are unable to afford to pay for your own solicitor. You have grounds of hardship. You have the right to apply for your circumstances to be given special consideration. Well, yeah. I mean, it is £400 an hour or something. God, I wish I never told her my story now. That was like £250 just for her ear. And all she said afterwards, I think all she said to me afterwards was, "Dear, someone listened to you now. Let's go." £250, I think I had to pay for that. This is kind in way called a hardship review and can take into account the costs of the case and certain kinds of additional expenditure. Like what? A holiday for the barrister afterwards? Or his Las Vegas spree with his grandmother on the silver dollar slot machine? I mean, what? Your solicitor should be able to help you to apply. I bet she could help me to apply. I bet she'd love that. Please note, a copy of this notice has been sent to your litigator/solicitor. So they're called litigators, yeah? I suppose they're literate. You'd have to be literate to be a solicitor. You've got to read a lot. I've watched Suits, I know. Your solicitor or advice centre will help you decide what to do next. If you do contact the legal aid agency or the L.A.A, please include your MAAT or MAT reference number. Okay, whatever. Which is shown at the top of this letter, if you don't mind. Then it's just got my, the offence, which is a silly breach really of just sending a few emails to her. God, they weren't even malicious. I wish they were malicious now. Right, and then I was sent, right, at the same time, May the 28th, a contribution notice, right? Contributing what I do not know, because I don't say what I have to contribute. Maybe blood, who knows. You have made an application for legal aid in criminal proceedings. I didn't make an application, the solicitor did, didn't they? I didn't know what I was doing. I just said, all right, go on then. See what happens. We'll play it by ear. Oh, God. And the enclosed notice explains the reasons why we have refused to fund your case whilst this is in the magistrate's court. Oh, okay, I should have read the contribution notice first. God, it's so serious, man, the way to do it in uppercase and like bold, massive letters. Like they're going to come and hand drawn and quarter you or something, like that William geezer from Braveheart. What if your case progresses to the Crown Court? Oh, I'm not going to the Crown Court, man. If your case progresses to the Crown Court for trial, oh no, we will write to you again to explain. These civil servants, man, they've got nothing better to do than to scare the bejesuses out of flipping the working class, isn't it? Or the uneducated, the ones who can barely read and write, like myself. Well, it is windy today, though, isn't it? That's quite nice. Oh yeah, there's a lot of cotton wool up there. Oh, I'm going to lose my papers here in a minute. That'll be a mistake, because this is all evidence, isn't it, on how the system has kind of victimised me in a way. But I can claim anything in the end, isn't it? Okay. If the case progresses to the Crown Court for trial, we will write to you again and explain whether you have to pay towards your defence costs. I'm not going to the Crown Court. What if your case does not progress to the Crown Court for trial? God, they've got all the questions, haven't they? If this happens, you will not be granted legal aid. So tough. Really? Even if I haven't got any money? Guess it'll be just me against the judge then, isn't it? No need for a court. I might as well just go around the back and help myself to his brandy box or whatever he has in there, or his flask. Could do with a whiskey at that moment in time. Contact us. Your solicitor will be able to provide details of who to contact and where to send information in relation to your application. I bet they do. I bet they have this all the time to deal with, isn't it? That's probably what they're, 80% or 90% of their funding. That's where it all comes from. Legal aid. They will also be able to direct you to further guidance about legal aid. Yours sincerely, not even a name or a signature. Can you believe that? Just designated officer. So it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. But even in this day and age, right? The dirty people, the people that want to kind of destroy you and kind of put you down and just, you know, not have any sympathy or compassion or empathy for you, will always be anonymous. You know, they're always like in the dark, innit? They're never exposed. Like I'm showing you my face now, yeah. I could get one of those Vias for Vendetta masks or whatever, yeah, like you get on some of the channels. But here I am, yeah, because I'm innocent. Right, because I'm innocent, and I know I'm innocent, and I know what I did was nothing compared to what she did. And look, in the dark we have this designated officer who thinks that he doesn't need to send a photo or a proper name of them. You know, he thinks he can be unknown. Just like the people who were flying over Hiroshima, you know, when they dropped the bomb, they were unknown to the people that they massacred. Yeah? The people who put the cyanide tablets into the concentration camp baths in Auschwitz and Sobibor and Treblinka, they were all unknowns. They might have been Ukrainian they might have been Ukrainians or Polish, you know, soldiers under the instruction of the SS or whatever, but they were unknowns. They didn't even know who they were killing. Yeah, I'm just saying that the most evil people don't sign and don't put their name. Yeah. Or have a way of contacting them without going through like a chain of command. Yeah. Anyway, so that was quite a rubbish letter, yeah. Then I got this letter today, right? Which is a bit funny, yeah. This one is dated on the 10th of April 2019, right? It's like identical to the last letter, but it was done about, 13 days after? 2 weeks after the previous letter, but it only arrived today, when the other one arrived like a week ago, yeah? I can't remember what day, I can't remember it the exact day, but about a week ago. So you got this letter arriving after, but typed before or dated before. So it's a bit odd, you know. In this letter now, instead of refusal, let's have a look. We've got a representation order, right? So forgive me there. Just paper's a bit slippy, yeah. But it's supposed to be good. It's not bad paper. So on the other one, if you remember, it was a. Got it. I'll put it the other way around, didn't I? That's why I couldn't get it. Okay. So the other one was a refusal notice, but this new one is a representation order. In accordance, so they've written to me, the same guy, the anonymous dude. In accordance with the Legal Aid Sentencing and Punishment of Offenders Act 2012, which funnily coincided with the Olympic Games for some reason, you were granted legal aid for magistrates' court proceedings in relation to the offences listed below. Really? So, So it's like, I'm a bit worried though, because the dates are funny, isn't it? This order covers work by a litigator only, including advice, like her listening to me, and telling me, yeah, don't mention it. Yeah, I know she lied 32 times. I know that's 10 half-truths. I know she just completely lied about the assault and everything, but just leave it, yeah? Just move on with your life, yeah? Like I am, with the £400 I'm going to get from your case. And assistance regarding an appeal against conviction or sentence. Okay, she was pretty good actually. She was proper Perry Mason in the courtroom. You know, she held herself well. 10 out of 10 really. She was brilliant. I mean, wish she was my daughter, you know. So proud I was. Notice I didn't say girlfriend or wife or anything like that, because never again. Anyway, crashing and burning along. but excluding the actual appeal proceedings. I'm not appealing though. Yeah, I know I'm not physically appealing either, but that's another story. This order automatically extends if the case, just like her hand extending through the window that night when it was knocking my glasses off, if the case is or has been committed for trial, sent for trial, or committed for sentence to the Crown Court to cover work by a litigator and junior advocate. They call themselves advocates now. Are you sure? Parasites with the money they make in respect of the Crown Court proceedings. Well, who's going to pay for the judge's Ferrari, huh? Or his big 20-bed house in the country with 50 bathrooms, jacuzzis, bidets, etc. Who's going to pay for that? For his helipad to be maintained, eh? And his swimming pool to be cleared. Who's going to pay for that, huh? Anyway, Crown Court proceedings, and then it's got, I can't give you all the details, but it's got my litigator solicitor, who was really great on the day. She was really good. She was a good advertisement for how solicitors should carry themselves, and even if she wasn't genuine, she was believable, and that's what counts these days, isn't it? You have to be a good actor. I'm hopeless, because I can't help but be honest and tell the truth, which is counts against you in the end. Okay. A copy of this order has been sent to your litigator /solicitor, and again, no signature, no name. Mr. or Mrs. Unknown. Mrs. Alone at night, watching the telly with her single roll and soup with her cat, reading her legal aid magazine or whatever. Designated officer, yeah. I will find out her name and what she looks like, don't worry. I'm sure she's on a dating site somewhere. I'm joking, man. I don't want to bloody get into that crap again. Dating sites, oh my god, they should be illegal. Crap you have to put up. And then on the back of it, it's got like the offence, which I won't go into again. We already know the offence. Breach of the non-molestation and all that. What was it that salesman said to me all those years ago? Whisper the problems and shout out the benefits. I think it said something like that. Whisper the cost or whatever. I'm doing exactly the same thing now, aren't I? Okay, so then I've got the same thing again, which I should have read out first, but it's too late now. Too late. I said that to my mum when she gave birth to me. When I was a baby, I must have said to her, too late now. The abortion, you can't get the abortion, it's too late now. I don't think she heard me, because she was Irish, you know. Irish people don't really speak English. They speak English only when they want to, you know. They only hear things that they want to hear, so that's kind of Irish for you, isn't it? You don't really, you know. What did you say? What did you say? I didn't get you. What did you say? Oh, you've got £500 for me. Oh, that's lovely. Put it in the bag now. What? Yeah, what, you got a restraining? I can't understand a word you're saying now. Go away now, please. Stop denying me. That's my mum for you. God. She's supposed to be deaf, yeah? Okay, contribution notice. Back to the business. You have made an application for legal aid. I have not made an application for legal aid. The MTC, I'm not going to give you the name of the solicitors, I'm like, that's for legal reasons. Everything's for legal reasons, isn't it? Gag. Yeah, my solicitor, applied. Because basically they've got like templates that, you know, they're applying all the time, and it's like nothing to them. It just press send, really, isn't it? It's nothing to it. They do it for hundreds of people probably. Right. From the information you supplied to us, if your case progresses to the Crown Court, you will, and I emphasise if, because it never will, it won't, you will not have to make a contribution, won't I, from your income towards the cost of your defence in the Crown Court. Huh? Okay. Right. Okay. If your case progresses to the Crown Court and you are convicted, right, if I'm convicted, sorry about the light, it's just a bit sunny in it. you may have to contribute to some or all of your defence costs. Damn, really? I can't even afford a razor to shave my beard, look. This would apply if you have £30,000, I wish, or more. Is that before or after tax anyway? Of assets such as savings, equity in property or shares. Wow. They really do get you in the end, don't they? God, it's like a massive tax shark or something. I didn't really understand that, to be. Wait a minute. My case progresses to the Crown Court. Okay, but only if I'm convicted. Oh, but huh? Okay, whatever. What if you don't provide evidence of your income or assets? I did. So it's not really me, is it? But I do have a lot of empathy for people who can't provide evidence for whatever reason. If you do not provide evidence of your income when asked for it, the legal aid agency or La Land people can require you to pay a monthly contribution for no reason, just that they can, of £900, because that's a nice round number, don't you think? If you do not provide evidence of your assets when you are asked, without any hesitation, basically, if you're not, the legal aid agency, or LA, can remove the £30,000 capital allowance and may require you to pay your defence costs in full. Oh my God. Okay. What to do if you're... That's a bit of a threat though, isn't it? Don't you think the system's a bit of a bully? I mean, this is kind of I find this quite worrying, really. I mean, this is having a psychological effect on me, It's very, it's not very nice, it's the way the system's behaving, What to do if your circumstances change? If your circumstances change, it's as if the people in the system are alien to the people outside the system, like me. I mean, it's like I can't relate to this. The way that the letters come across, the style, the way that it's kind of quite blunt and quite to the point. It's not very nice, is it? It's quite rude, to be honest. If I bring it by someone that wants me to get into trouble, that wants me to pay, that wants me to be poor, that that is just kind of indifferent. Yeah, kind of whatever. Shouldn't have got into trouble then. Yeah, without any understanding, of course. The ignorance of this class of person, I suppose, civil servant or whatever, with half an education or a decent one. What to do if your circumstances change? Like if I win the lottery, yeah? If your circumstances change, they won't. For example, if your income changes, you must provide a new statement of your means by submitting a CRM14. No, it's not the name of a machine gun, like an M16 or an AK-47, or a CM15. Why do they have these stupid names for forms? Why can't they just call it just circumstance or change form or whatever? Just a circumstance change form. I don't know. Everything is jargon and acronyms these days, I suppose. Together with evidence of the change. You must also provide your new address if you move home. That's unlikely to happen for a while. Well, I am looking to move, I must admit. Contact us. Oh, please don't. Your solicitor will be able to provide details of who to contact and where to send information in relation to your application. They will also be able to direct you to further guidance about legal aid. Yours sincerely, Mr. Unknown from Nowhere. Incognito, anonymous, designated officer. It's just, that is so typical, isn't it? You know, you've got no friends in the system, basically. Piss now.